And on the bottom of your screens also, you're reading more details of what this investigation proves. And during the course of this evening, in fact, we'll be putting out more details of how and where possibly you will have more links of this entire scam that a lot of people have been talking about. I'm told we have two of our colleagues joining us right now. Piyush Ori is joining us from Chhattisgarh. We also do have Harsha joining us from Delhi. And before I come to you, Harsha, Piyush, to you first. A lot of people who might have missed part 1 and 2 of the investigation, but it's important for them to know, Piyush, that what is it that we have been able to prove in those 2 bit of investigations. Why don't you first up give me a quick primer of what this scam is? Where are the political links? What is the kind of money, Piyush, we are talking about? And is there some kind of a link to tell us that this money was used by netas, perhaps used for campaign?
So what we've been able to do, Dipti, is something very stunning and something which is very revelatory. Yes, by the courageous work by my colleague Harsha, you have understood that how several apps that were illegally used for duping clients and taking their money by this person known as Saurabh Chandrakar was being used over here in Chhattisgarh to begin with. In fact, as the probe reveals, that this was done quite early as in 2019, but this only increased further in 2020 and 2021 when there was a level of pandemic and a large number of people were using these apps during their spare time. Now, what we also understand is that because there was a lot of illegal money in play, there were also a lot of Bollywood celebrities which were also used for promoting this app. Having said that, what also is important to reveal was that despite knowing that this was an illegal app that was being used to dupe clients, and this was being operated from here in Chhattisgarh, this was being operated here from Bhilai, which is just 1.5 hours away from the capital Raipur, where right now I am at. There were a lot of policemen who were helping Saurabh Chandrakar, and this had to be revealed, from which we have been able to do by our stunning revelations through the sting. In fact, what now is also very stunning and something which is of concern is that how not only the police officials, lower or higher rank, but there were also a lot of political leaders at play. And this illegal proceeds of crime was being used by these leaders in order not for their only personal benefits, but also as an organization as such for the upcoming elections, which we are now in the midst of over here in Chhattisgarh. Just 3 days from now, there will be the first phase of elections in Chhattisgarh, and on 17th, there will be second phase of elections. And we all know that how much stakes are there at play for the ruling party. So yes, some very stunning revelations have come, and now the sting has revealed that some amount of this money could have been used for that election campaign. Whether the Chief Minister knows about it or not, perhaps we are going to be questioning all the Congress leaders over here. There is also going to be questions that are going to be raised to the BJP leaders also as well. But what all over here in the ground is that definitely this has far-rung the political ranks over here, and we are over here. We are going to be asking questions of what action now is going to be taken, not only on the police officials but also on the leaders who perhaps knew that there was a scam that was taking place right over here in the land of Chhattisgarh. Back to in the studio.
Okay, I think these are important details that you do put out, Piyush. Why don't you stay with us? And before I get Harsha into this entire conversation also, let's play out the first response that we have from the BJP. The BJP has responded to our investigation. And this is Nalin Kohli in conversation with my colleague Madhurama, and he says that this is very serious and this merits a thorough investigation.
We have exposed how the Chhattisgarh government was aware of the Mahadev Betting Scam. The police officials were aware of the Mahadev Betting Scam, and everybody was in cahoots while this corruption was taking place.
If your sting operation and investigative report is true, then it would be very damning on the Chhattisgarh government in terms of protecting something which was an illegal operation. What has been reported in the media is that this betting scam appears to have been in hundreds of crores a day, which is a very large sum of money. It was obviously not compliant to the rules or the laws. And if, as your channel is reporting, that people on camera have been talking about payoffs and also perhaps accepting amounts, then it's even more worrisome that this was happening with no action from the law enforcement agencies or the police in the state. And that then would raise a question that if the law enforcement or police agencies in Chhattisgarh were either unaware or were looking the other way, then it speaks volumes about the governance level in the state, about the political leadership in the state. And therefore, one would need to now see what is the priority of the government there or the people in power there. Is it to see that law reaches its logical end and whoever are guilty of breaking the law, due action happens against them? Or will there be an attempt to protect?
Absolutely. So we've also exposed a very crucial point over here, that a lot of money that was moved around in this scam was also being used to fund these polls, these inching polls in the state.
If your allegation is correct that the funds being moved around through an illegal operation were actually being used to fund the electioneering process, then that would raise questions about the sanctity of the process and the use of illegal funds towards manipulating the electoral process. And that is hitting out at the root of democracy. And certainly, any responsible political person or party is committed to the electoral process being in its purest form, in the correct manner as envisaged under various laws. And certainly it cannot be in the manner in which, if you are indicating, it has happened. Now that's worrisome also, because today it could be a betting scam. Tomorrow it could be related to funds coming from anti-national sources. On a third day it could be coming from those who are doing subversive activities within India. So therefore this line cannot be extended in any way. This line has to be stopped where it is.
Absolutely. So what kind of cognizance you should be taken in the matter, because the ED is already looking into the scam. Now that such truth have come forward, do you think that the incumbent government there should come out and speak about it?
Well, certainly the least that is expected is that once a central agency is looking at it, the media exposes something which prima facie raises credible questions about the illegalities that are functioning there or the corruption that is there. Then how can a state government say that they won't be interested in the truth coming out?